Welcome in to Lindquist Field here in Ogden, Utah. Arden Lockheim alongside Tyson, and we are thrilled to be bringing you the home opener of Ogden Raptors baseball against the Missoula Paddleheads. Ogden comes into this game 2-4 against Boise Hawks last week. It was not the way that they wanted to start their season exactly, but there was a lot of close games, two of them, in fact, getting dropped in the Red Pocket knockout round. In the other side, the Missoula Paddleheads, they're 3-3. They actually have played two series. They went and they played the Oakland Ballers and then also the Uwascutter High Wheelers and drove straight over from Uwascutter to here. So they've been on the road for quite a bit. But both of these teams looking better than their record coming into this game, we would say.
Both teams have had some offensive success. I mean, for Ogden, they've got 53 runs in 6 games, and for Missoula, 7 players have a 300 or better batting average through 6 games. A little bit of tough luck as to, a couple games that they probably should have won or could have won and didn't. And hey, for Ogden, though, they were down 14-2 after 5 innings on Sunday, came all the way back to force extra innings. So both teams are looking to get something here in the win column.
I was talking to Ed Campanella before the game, and he said, I think that would have been the largest comeback in franchise history, which technically they did come back in that they forced the quote-unquote extra innings or the Red Pocket Challenge. They got it back to 15. They outscored the Hawks 13-1 through the next 5 innings, but just were unable to finish that one off. Missoula has had some problems coming out of their bullpen. They'll build up some leads, and then the bullpen unable to hold on. And we were getting a chance to speak with their play-by-play announcer before this game, and they're a younger team than they're used to being. They're usually a team that relies on the veterans and has a decent amount of returners on their team. This year, they're a little bit younger, a little bit newer, and that's kind of getting shown in the bullpen. So that'll be a big thing to look at. For the Raptors on the bump, it is Nico Saltaformaggio. He is going to be the starter for the Ogden Raptors and running quickly through the Missoula Paddleheads lineup, as we do have their number 1 guy stepping up. It's Ty Yakamoto, Will Bermudez, Enzo Apodaca, Nick Klemp, Tyler Stone, Xavier Casarilla, Michael Kazuski, Josker Feliciano, and Jeremy Piatkovich. Their starting pitcher will be Jaron Jackson, but we will get a chance to see him in just a little bit after this. First pitch is away, and that one is in there. Going to look at field alignment for the Raptors. Nico Saltaformaggio on the dish, as I mentioned. It is Hank Dodson behind the plate, Dylan Wickelson at first, Cole Jordan at second, Chase Valentine at short. We'll take a pause as Cole Jordan fields a one-hopper and gives it off to Wilkinson for the first out of the game. Resuming at Chase Valentine at shortstop, Carmine Lane at third, Gio Ferraro in left field, Colson Lawrence in center, and Bradley Pell out there in right. So now that we have all those bases covered, both figuratively and literally, 1 out, and we have Will Bermudez stepping in.
Beautiful night for baseball. Wind is blowing out.
First pitch from Saltaformaggio, grabs the lower right side of the strike zone.
Saltaformaggio was outstanding in his first appearance on May 20th, where he had 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, walked 1, and struck out 7.
Bermudez lightly taps this one back foul, and quickly Saltaformaggio ahead 0-2.
It's his 3rd year with the Raptors as Saltaformaggio. Last year, he had a 2-2 record with an 8.66 earned run average, but he's just about averaging a strikeout per inning in each of his 2 years with Ogden.
0-2, hit directly into Saltaformaggio's legs. It ricochets off him. He handles it and tosses it off to Wilkinson. Really phenomenal job keeping his wits about him and staying with the play. You don't really expect the ball to come careening off of you.
When Saltaformaggio is on, he's getting ground balls, and already 2 ground balls, 1 to Cole Jordan and 1 back up the middle that Saltaformaggio was able to make the play on.
That brings up Enzo Apodaca. The Paddleheads start with 3 straight lefties at the top of their lineup. Saltaformaggio a right-hander, and he paints the upper left corner for called strike 1. That's 3 straight batters with first pitch strike. That's just so huge to get ahead of the batter like that. The 0-1 misses just low to make it 1-1.
Apodaca's off to a pretty good start this season, 10 for 23 on the plate. He leads Missoula with a .435 batting average.
The 1-1 is directly into the Ogden dugout. It might have clipped one of the players, shaking his hand That is actually one of their new players, Micah Del Rio, one of the pitchers they just added. So
he's getting looked at by the trainer.
Kenzie will take a look at that. For 1-2 quickly, though. This one is golfed on a slide Cole Jordan. He mishandles it and is unable to make the play. He had to cover quite a lot of distance moving to his left and just was unable to pass it off to Wilkinson over there at first. So that will be, I would guess, goes down as an error. And yes, goes down as an error. So E4 is how the Paddleheads get their first base runner of the night. Breaks Nick Klemp into the batter's box. First righty that Salta Formaggio will face. Klemp only has had one game without a hit this year. Salta Formaggio's pitch misses well wide and right.
It's Klemp's third season in the Pioneer League. He was with Boise in 2024 and was with Missoula last year and had a .340 batting average. So it's his second year with the Paddleheads.
.345 batting average this year. 1-0. And that one just barely misses. 85 miles an hour out of the hand of Salta Formaggio.
Klemp was probably the second best power hitting catcher in the Pioneer League last year, as obviously the Ogden Raptors' Chris Sargent broke many team records.
Salta Formaggio will check back over there to first base. Apodaca is standing over there, dusting himself off after that one. It's 2-0 as Salta Formaggio checks over his left shoulder, glove at his chest. That pitch misses too high, and Salta Formaggio falls behind 3-0 quickly. So in those first three batters, he did a really good job of first pitch strikes and kind of working ahead. This one, however, 3-0, looking straight in the face. .30 pitch, right down Broadway for strike one.
I always call that the complimentary 3-0 strike because it seems like on a 3-0 count, for whatever reason, strike zone expands a little bit.
Behind the dish maybe gets a little bit kinder. It's Michael Goebel sitting behind the dish for us as umpire. The 3-run from Salta Formaggio is lined into the glove of Lane. He catches it after a couple hops, and crossfield throw is completed to Wilkinson. So after the first inning, the Missoula Paddleheads leave one stranded, and we will get to take a look at the Ogden Raptors batting lineup when we come back after this quick break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Raptor fans, Tara Carney, your local Allstate insurance agent, wants you to know you are always in good hands with Allstate. They can help with all your insurance needs, from protecting your auto and property to your family's future with life and financial services and everything in between. Give Tara a call at 801-606-4547 or email her at tara@allstate.com for a free quote. You can even stop by her office on the corner of 20th and Washington. And remember, you're always in good hands with Allstate.
Energy is like a symphony. Every note, every chord, every instrument creates an incredible melody of power and possibility. And for homeowners, that possibility sounds like savings. By choosing propane for home heating and appliances like stoves, clothes dryers, and water heaters, you save money on energy expenses, all while reducing your family's carbon footprint. Learn more about safe, clean, reliable propane at propane.com/home.
Bowman Kemp Manufacturing has been in business for over 50 years. From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems. The rebar and structural departments supply the United States, while the basement window systems division supplies the United States and Canada from coast to coast.
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Chase Valentine has already dug in there in the box for his first at-bat. First pitch misses outside. So we mentioned it is Jacob Jackson out on the bump for Missoula, and he works quickly, but also quickly falls behind 2-0.
Valentine played in the Padres organization for 4 seasons. From 2022 through 2025, he played every position except for catcher.
Fouls this one back, and cars out there on 25th Street might need to watch out. It's 2-1.
I'm parked behind left field. I certainly hope I'm okay.
I think I'm basically behind us here in the booth, so something would have to go pretty wrong for my car to get hit. 2-1 pitch. Paints the inside edge for called strike 2, and it's 2-2 quickly.
That's Jaren Jackson, not to be confused with current Utah Jazz center Jaren Jackson Jr.
Next pitch misses too low, and our count is full. Jackson works very quickly out there on the bump. The pitch clock really not an influence on him whatsoever.
That last pitch at 92 miles an hour, so he can throw pretty hard. Played his college baseball at the University of New Mexico.
Full count as he holds his leather glove above his face. Lefty versus righty matchup here. Valentine swings this one into deep left field. That will go down for a single. Valentine rounds first. He's headed to second as his helmet flies off, and he'll make it there standing up. That is Valentine's 6th double of the year, and that is a team lead.
Boy, 6 doubles in this, the Raptors' 7th game this season. He's got 4 RBIs, and he's got pretty good gap power. Just got a pitch down the middle of the plate at 82 miles an hour, and he was able to find it into left center field for another double. I got to imagine over the course of the season, he may lead the league in doubles.
It's looking pretty good right now, and it brings up Cole Jordan, who has had a phenomenal start to the season. He has tied for first on the team in home runs. He leads the team in RBIs. And he started off the year with multiple games with home runs in a row. And then in game 4 of that series against the Boise Hawks, had 6 RBIs on the day, went 5 for 5. So his bat's pretty hot right now. First pitch from Jackson works in for a called strike on the inside edge.
Jordan was outstanding last year where he hit .346 with 12 homers, 82 RBIs, and he had more walks than strikeouts last season. 45 walks, 42 strikeouts.
0-1 pitch as Jackson checks on Valentine. That one misses too low.
Jordan's got an outstanding eye at the plate. Tough to strike out, and he's also, like Valentine, a doubles machine. He had 23 doubles last year.
Not only is Jordan leading the team in some of those categories as he pulls this one to the third baseman. Jace Valentine will advance to third, and it will be Jordan getting thrown out over there at first, but it was really good base running by Valentine. He hesitated for a second as that ball was gloved by Xavier Castillo, and then the throw over was to Jordan at first, and then it was Valentine able to advance.
Although it looked like the third baseman had a play if he wanted to keep it on with Valentine. It looked like Valentine was cutting in front of him, and he decided to make the play, did Casarello over to first for the out, and Valentine was able to get to third.
Carmine Lane digs in. It's back-to-back captains, Cole Jordan and Carmine Lane, the 2 and 3 spot of this lineup. Lane leads the team in hits right now, and the first pitch to him looked like it missed high. According to TrackMan, it did miss high, but according to Goebel behind the plate, it was a strike.
Lane was a consistent force last year, hitting .352.
The 0-1 is hit into center field. Going back on it is Kostowski. He catches it at the warning track, but it will be enough to score Valentine, who just lightly jogs in there for the first run of the game.
That's going to be an RBI for Carmine Lane, already his 8th on the year. He was a run-driving-in machine last year with 88 RBIs, and Carmine Lane just kind of picking up right where he left off last season, came into play hitting .423, and he's going to be one of the guys that the Raptors are going to be counting on all year.
2 outs here in the top of the first inning. The bases are now empty. Raptors lead it 1-0, and in comes Monzo. First pitch swinging past the glove of the third baseman, Castillo. It's deep into left field on the ground. Monzo will round first and go over to second and make it there sliding. 1 pitch, 1 swing, and Monzo stands out there on second.
Already 2 doubles for the Raptors here in the first inning. That certainly was a theme last year for the Raptors. And boy, last year, just about 1 through 9, everybody in the batting average, everybody in the order had a 300 batting average or better. And 1 through 9 this year has been pretty strong for the Raptors so far this season.
Next in the batting order is Bradley Pell. He is a returner from the team last year. He did not play in the final 3 games of the Boise Hawks series, and I think they're looking for him to maybe ignite the batting order a little bit. First pitch from Jackson misses too low.
Pell, a really good athlete, came into the middle of last season after playing at Millsaps College. And so he had a pretty long year last year. Was at Millsaps to start 2025 and then had 50 at-bats for the Raptors last year and went 18 for 50.
Second pitch misses too low as well, so Pell in a good spot leading 2-0. Pitch, and it is Monzo standing out there on second. 2 outs. This one is also up the third base line, but foul.
Boy, wind is howling out to center field, and every time I come to a Raptors game, I always look at Raptors Ridge out in right center field. That is certainly inviting for a pull left-handed hitter or a right-handed hitter that likes to go to the opposite field.
Just left of that area in Raptors Ridge is all of those advertisements. That wall is a pretty hard one to clear. It's pretty high up there. 2-1 to Pell. He grounds this one into the glove of third baseman Castillo. Crossfield throw is good for the third out of the inning. A lot of action for Castillo over there on the third base line. However, the Raptors are able to score 1 run, and they lead it 1-0 after 1 inning of play here at Lindquist Field. We'll be right back after this quick break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
It starts with a vision, a goal that sets the wheels in motion. The path may be rough, but with grit, hard work, and the right support, no race is too tough. No goal beyond reach. Bank of Utah provides all the tools and expertise I need to get across the finish line. So what are you waiting for? Start your journey with Bank of Utah today.
Keep the fun going even when there's a chill in the air? Propane can do that. Take the title of Best Backyard on the Block with propane fireplaces and fire pits, pool and spa heaters, and propane flame lighting. And don't just stop at the propane grill. Give yourself the upgrade of an entire outdoor kitchen for the ultimate entertainment space. Learn more about propane for outdoor living at propane.com.
Are you okay? You seem upset. Turns out you were right. Our car was breaking down and we did need a new one with a loan from America First Credit Union. Me saying there was no hurry and to wait was wrong. Hey, on the bright side, we got to meet Huey.
Get your money working with our low-rate auto loans, now with no payments for 90 days.
First pitch in there for a strike. Welcome back. Top of the second inning here. Salta Formaggio continues to work out there on the bump, and he's going against Tyler Stone. The 0-1 to Stone is swung on and missed, and it's 0-2 quickly. Stone, actually a player that I personally have called before. He played for the Nebraska Cornhuskers last year, which is the college that I currently attend, and I called quite a few games when he was in the Scarlet and Cream. The 0-2 pulled into the glove of first baseman Wilkinson. He waves to Salta Formaggio, says, I can handle this one myself, and takes it for the first out of the inning.
Well, 4 ground ball outs for Salta Formaggio. And when he gets ground ball outs, especially here at home, he can be pretty tough to beat.
And now entering into the second series of the year, hopefully you've kicked off some of the rust of kind of avoiding those fielding errors. It's been not an issue, but definitely an indication of wins versus losses. Valentine at shortstop handles the first pitch. It's jumping off the bag as Wilkinson, and he makes a good play to tag the runner to get the out. Wilkinson probably not expecting to have to leave the bag for this one, but decent job working with what he was given.
Ground balls in each of the first 6 batters from Missoula. Salta Formaggio doing a great job keeping the ball down, and that was a pretty good fastball at 91 miles an hour to get Casarillo.
It is now Michael Kazuski digging in. First pitch to him. Catches the top side of the strike zone for strike 1. all but one of the batters that Salta Formaggio has faced, he has pitched a first pitch strike. Great start so far for Nico. Next pitch misses just barely outside, 93 miles an hour.
Seems like it's a tick higher than what I saw last year. It seemed like he was in the high 80s, low 90s. That 93 is about as hard as I've seen him throw.
Next pitch misses in the dirt. Decent block by Dodson, even though no one is on the base path. Salta Formaggio last year, he appeared in 47 games, but every single one of them was relief. So definitely a new position for him. This one is lightly chopped. Valentine charges it on the run. Throw into Wilkinson's glove for out number 3. A 1-2-3 inning for the Raptors. This is about the best their defense has looked all year long, and the home crowd loves it. We will be back after a quick break for the bottom of the second inning here on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Dave Grant has proudly served the community for over 50 years as a family-owned and operated trucking business. Our team of highly trained drivers, impeccably maintained late model equipment, and customer service set us apart. Our slogan, "Getting what you need, where you need it, when you need it," encapsulates our mission to deliver reliable and timely service. Contact us at 801-394-1621 or at www.granttrucking.com.
At GCB Computers, we specialize in high-quality, refurbished computers that save you money without sacrificing performance. We believe in use it before you buy it. Come into our showroom, power up your future computer, and test it out yourself so you can buy with confidence. Visit GCB Computers online at www.gcbcomputers.com or call 385-515-1797. That's GCB Computers, the computer you need at a price you can afford. From providing a great member experience to providing easy access to your accounts with our mobile app, we are here to help you along your journey. Call 801-399-9728 for more information or visit ascentcu.com.
Welcome back here on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Lockheim alongside Tyson. It's Gio Ferraro digging in for his first at-bat of the night. First pitch swinging, a hot shot into the glove of Tyler Stone at first base, and he'll take it for out number 1 unassisted.
I think they teach that at the University of Nebraska, is those catching those hot liners. Stone was second team all Big Ten in 2024. Didn't have a whole lot of time to react, just kind of get his glove out and make the play.
Excuse me, I keep wanting to say the Nebraska bats were very strong last year, and I think that it forces you when you're playing defense against that kind of team in practice every day to get prepared for that. Next up is Colson Lawrence, lefty from Hoover, Alabama. He was part of the Miami Marlins organization before coming to the Raptors. This one is hit into the shortstop's glove. That's not Valentine, excuse me. That's Piacheski over there, and he gets the second out of the inning over there to Stone. Those are both some hard hit balls out there into the infield.
Boy, the story of the game is ground balls, one after another. 6 ground outs for Salta Formaggio, and looks like the Missoula pitcher, Jaron Jackson, doing a good job getting ground balls as well.
And there's also been some aggression early in the at-bats, not waiting for the pitches to rack up very much. Dylan Wilkinson, the first baseman, digs in. First pitch misses too low to him.
Wilkinson was solid last year, hitting .317 with 53 RBIs. He also had 17 stolen bases, so he's a pretty good stolen base threat when he gets on base.
Next pitch misses too low as well, and he's ahead 2-0 quickly.
And he's got a good eye at the plate. He's already walked 4 times this year.
So it's 2-0 to Wilkinson, lefty to lefty from Jackson on the bump. This one is pulled into right field, and that one will go down for a single. Wilkinson rounding first, and he'll go to second, make it there easily. So another base runner with 2 outs for the Raptors.
Already 3 doubles for the Raptors here tonight, and Wilkinson's one of those guys who's got good gap power and utilized Raptors Ridge right there. And I think we got a microphone. I think I heard that sound as it bounced off of Raptors Ridge pretty good.
I would believe it. We've got mics all over the field now, and there's also, the huge big screen out there in left field that got added and a whole new sound system here at Linquist. So the ballpark is looking great, and then the field as well, also redone, also looking phenomenal. Hank Dodson, first pitch popped up into center field. It's Kazuski coming in on it. That ball was in the air forever, and it's finally caught. My goodness, you could have read half of a chapter book as that ball flew. But the Raptors will ultimately leave one stranded off of one hit, no runs, and they still lead it 1-0 after 2 innings here in Ogden, Utah. We'll be back after a quick break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems.
Kier has evolved into a diversified general contractor with experience in commercial construction. Hundreds of projects throughout the Intermountain West attest to Kier's wide range of expertise in design and build. Kier Construction invites you to experience the difference. Call us at 801-627-1414.
We are big enough to where we have established processes and procedures to protect you, but we're small enough to where there's still an owner involved in the day-to-day operations to ensure that we don't lose that personal touch. We'd love to tell you more about us, and feel free to reach out to us. You can reach our team at 801-728-0454.
Windward Electric is the foremost commercial and industrial electrical contractor in the Intermountain West. We value relationships as we strive to provide exceptional experiences for our clients. Call 801-648-7270 for a quote or visit windwardelectric.com today.
Welcome back here on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Top of the third inning. I don't want to say it because I feel like this is the cardinal sin, but right now the game is flying by.
You might have just jinxed it.
I might have just jinxed it.
One ground ball after another for Salta Formaggio, not a single fly ball.
First pitch strike to Josker Feliciano.
Feliciano played with Rocky Mountain last year and went 14 for 37 with 9 RBIs, 12 walks, and 6 strikeouts.
A wave and miss on a slight off-speed by Salta Formaggio, 86 miles an hour, and he's ahead 0-2 quickly, so yet another batter that he's getting ahead of the count in.
It's like I'm watching Greg Maddux out there. First pitch strikes, ground balls, working fast. Both pitchers are working like they've got a 9 o'clock dinner reservation.
0-2, held back nicely by Feliciano, and it'll be 1-2.
Joe Garagiola used to say they're pitching like they're double parked.
A decent amount of free parking around Linquist, I will say. The 1-2 misses outside. It's been one of the things that I think I was most excited to learn as, my first year here in Ogden.
I wish they'd have that sort of free parking now down at Delta Center.
Yeah, I don't think you're getting that down there in Salt Lake. The 2-2 pitch is line drive into center field. That'll go down for a single easily. That was a hard hit ball off the bat, 98 miles an hour.
Line drive looked like Salta Formaggio got a little bit too much of the plate. It was the upper part of the zone, and Feliciano, who did a pretty good job with Rocky Mountain at the end of last year with a line drive for the first hit for Missoula.
That'll bring up Jeremy Piatkovich. Piatkovich has played in 3 games so far this year. First pitch to him. Misses a little bit too high for Goebel's liking for ball 1.
He wasn't originally in the lineup, but Leighton Berry was a late scratch. And so they made a couple switches, and Piankovic was the one that was inserted into the lineup.
Next pitch looked like it moved into the strike zone, but it missed just slightly, and it'll be 2-0 here. As you mentioned it, Berry had been in the lineup and gotten scratched a couple times over there in the Yuba series as well. So something to keep an eye out if you're just following the Pioneer League as a whole. And it is Piatkovich way ahead of this one. That is out of the ballpark, over the left field stands. That one actually might have put my car in danger.
Somebody on the streets is going to get a souvenir there. Remember, they do have the ABS challenge system here in the Pioneer League. In fact, they've had it here longer than they've had the big leagues level. Yeah, they've been doing that for the last few years here in the Pioneer League.
2-1 is poked foul and make it 2-2. And that ABS challenge, or the Red Pocket Challenge, is a little bit different this year. Each team gets 2 challenges. If you keep getting it right, you retain your challenge one after another. So technically, you could have unlimited challenge if you keep getting it right. But the second that you make 2 incorrect challenges, they are gone. 2-2 pitch from Salta Formaggio. Feliciano still over there on first, and that one misses well wide and in the dirt to make it full.
And with both dugouts having experience with the ABS, with the Red Pocket Challenge system, you know, you're talking about we might not see it until later in the game, as they seem to be pretty dead on with the strategy of the challenge system.
There's been a couple times later in games this year, as this one's popped foul as well, that they have probably needed challenges. In the end of the Boise Hawks game, Game 6, it was Hank Dodson behind the plate tapping his helmet, but they didn't have any more challenges to work with. So it's something that you probably do want to save for later in the game. 3-2, Feliciano still over there on first. Pijakovic waiting. Swing and a miss for Salta Formaggio's first strikeout of the night.
That was certainly a big strikeout. That was a bit of a downer, although it was 92 miles an hour, but it did have pretty good movement on it, it felt like. And it was Salta Formaggio did average about a strikeout per inning in each of his previous 2 years in Ogden. Gets a big-time punch out there.
So the lineup turns over here in the top of the 3rd inning, back over to Tai Yukamoto. He grounded out to Cole Jordan at second base his first time up, and Salta Formaggio works first pitch in there for strike 1.
You know, with Yukamoto, he's going to make contact. In 4 college years, he had 72 walks and only 60 strikeouts.
Batting .375 right now. One of the best clips on the team. Next pitch misses outside. But they do have a player in Enzo Apodaca who is batting at .435. So that .375 clip places Yukamoto in second place on the team. 1-1 and 1 out. Feliciano over there on first. This one hit into the glove of first baseman Wilkinson, but it'll bounce off of him into right field. Both runners advancing another base, 90 feet. And it now will be Feliciano standing over there on third and Yukamoto over there on second. That's the second error in the field for the Raptors.
Looked like Wilkinson was expecting the ball to come up on him just a little bit more than it did. He was almost expecting a higher hop and came up and just had the ball go between his legs, and it's going to be the second error for the Raptors.
It brings up William Bermudez now. 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning. Feliciano on third. Yukamoto over there on second. Bermudez has recorded an RBI in every single game this year. In a good position to keep that going. He pulls this one foul up the right field line.
It was a slider from Salta Formaggio at 85 miles an hour, and good thing for the Raptors, Bermudez was just a little bit out in front of it. Bermudez, a pretty good bat. He played at UC Irvine for 3 years from 2023 through 2025, and he was second team All Big West in 2024.
0-1. This one grounded foul once again. That might have bounced off, and I think it did. It bounced off of Bermudez's kind of front shin, and that cannot feel good.
It looks like your trainer is going to check on him a little bit, but he's just going to walk it off. If I do run into him at some point this week, I do want to ask him about the fun fact where at the UC Irvine website, they say he caught a fish barehanded while playing in Alaska in a summer wood bat league.
Do you think that's a requirement when you're in Alaska, that it's like some sort of initiation? You just have to barehand get a fish?
I think so. I think that he was just doing what it's kind of what, you know, part of the initiation, as you mentioned.
Exactly. The 0-2 misses too low from Salta Formaggio, but he did have some balls to work with, so it's 1-2. Runners still out there on second and third. Something to be aware of. When the Raptors commit one or few errors, they are 40-25, so they're winning a very high percentage of the time. This is one of those games they've already committed 2, only in the 3rd inning. Not a great omen right now. The 1-2 lightly tapped, and it is Bermudez staying alive. Every single strike in this at-bat has come via a foul ball.
One of the things that, you know, obviously it's a new infield, and it looks like the ball isn't jumping out in front of the plate as much as it did last year. It seemed like it was a bit of a launching pad out in front of home plate last year, and it seemed like the ball is kind of a little bit softer out in front of home plate.
1-2, the Raptors still leading by 1 in the top of this third, but the tying run is standing on third, and the go-ahead run standing out there on second right now. This pitch is hit into center field. Getting under it is Lawrence. He'll throw it back into the infield, but that will be enough to score Feliciano from third. But a good play out there from Lawrence held Yukamoto over there on second.
Yeah, sometimes you see him throw back to second. That runner at second base would then head to third. Good job by Lawrence and throwing to the right base. And Lawrence got a pretty good arm. He was exclusively a pitcher the last 2 years, so he's got a great arm out in center.
Raptors have a couple players now who were pitchers and no longer are being used that way. Kyler Stancato, another one of them. 2 outs now as we're tied up at 1 apiece in the top of the third. First pitch called strike to Enzo Apodaca. Apodaca has the above 400 batting average on the team, although doesn't have a hit in this game yet. He did reach base, but it was due to a Cole Jordan error. The 0-1 is lightly tapped. Wilkinson will charge it and hand it off over to Salta Formaggio, who will step on first base for the third out of the inning. So the Missoula Paddleheads leave 1 stranded out there on second, but they are able to tie this game back up at 1. So it's 1-1 through 2.5 innings here at Lindquist Field, and we'll be back for the bottom of the third after a quick break here on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
At the Prairie Schooner, you can dine in a covered wagon while enjoying our delicious hand-cut steaks, fresh seafood, and signature desserts. Go to prairieschoonerrestaurant.com or call us at 801-392-2712 to reserve your table today.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Welcome back here to Lindquist Field, knotted up at 1 run apiece in the bottom of the third inning. Darren Jackson continuing to work out there on the bump for the Missoula Paddleheads, and it will be right back to the top of the batting order in Chase Valentine. He doubled his last time up. Good job by Ogden getting off to a hotter start. That's been a bit of a struggle for them, and they've kind of come alive in later innings, as you clearly saw in Game 6 against the Boise Hawks. But it's nice to get going early. Both of these teams, we talked about it, not starting off the year exactly how they want to. They're both sitting in the bottom half of the Pioneer League standings that are currently led at 6-0 by the Modesto Roadsters. First pitch from Jackson. Valentine misses too high for a ball.
Valentine was in the Padres organization the last 4 years. Very versatile performer. Played his high school baseball in the Phoenix area.
Big cut and no connection for Valentine for strike 1. And before Fan Fest, which was a couple weeks ago, Ed Campanello said that he really thinks that he's the most experienced in Valentine. That Valentine is the most experienced of really anyone on the team. And that's a pretty good guy to have out there playing shortstop and defense and then leading off your batting order on offense.
Yeah, it's got that 4 years of experience, got great bat speed, and he's looking to prove himself here in Ogden.
1-1 misses outside, and we're 2-1 here.
A lot of new additions to the ballpark. Another one, walk-up songs. I think it's the first year I've seen personalized walk-up songs here at Lindquist Field.
That was a new addition. Everything really getting stepped up, and we will have our first Red Pocket challenge of the game, called Strike. We have the TrackMan here, and the TrackMan says in. And the pitch is confirmed strike, so Ogden only has 1 challenge left. The voice of the owner of the Ogden Raptors, Dave Baggett, calling out the confirmation of that challenge.
He was delivering the bad news to Raptors fans.
2-2 misses outside. Good eye by Valentine, and the count works full.
Doubled in the first inning, and what has he got, 6 doubles already this season?
6 doubles on the year, coming off a multi-double game 6. He pulls this one into the gap in left center field, and that one will go down for a base hit. Valentine may be a little bit disappointed he's not out there standing on second, but the Raptors will always take a leadoff base runner.
Got jammed a little bit, had to muscle that ball out towards left field, and like most of his doubles where he's just kind of getting it between the left fielder and center fielder all the way to the wall, he just got jammed a little bit, and he'll settle for a single. But he's got pretty good speed, might be a stolen base threat, especially with a guy like Cole Jordan who handles the bat well.
As you said, Cole Jordan digging in, the 2-spot hitter for the Raptors. Grounded out his first time up, but one of the best hitters on the team this year. First pitch in there for a called strike, but probably a decent one to lay off. Almost 4 inches of movement on that one, according to TrackMan.
There's a couple times last year where Cole Jordan did a good job executing hit and runs. This is almost a good hit and run situation.
0-1, Valentine on first. This one into the opposite field, tailing into the right side. That's caught on the run by Apodaca. We've got some motioning in the field.
That's going to be a double play as Valentine took off. I think he was expecting that ball to drop near the right field corner. It was caught by Apodaca, and Valentine just kept running and turned into an easy double play.
There was a lot of kind of standing and looking around at the umpires out there on the field, but exactly as you said, double play. So 2 outs in the bottom of this third, no one on now. Carmine Lane, first pitch swinging. Carmine with that C on his chest indicating he's one of the captains, and I have to say it, I don't know if his mom is listening, but Carmine informed me that his mom was listening to FanFest, and I said his name Carmen instead of Carmine. So I want to make sure that for Carmine and his mother, I apologize. It'll be right for the rest of the season. But he does fall behind here quickly, 0-2.
Lane and Chris Sargent was a great 1-2 combination in the middle of the order. Former Miami Marlins draft pick. Of course, our fearless leader, Tim Broussard's a big Miami Marlins fan.
Lane gets under this one, and it tails into shallow right center field. Yukamoto and Apodaca converging on it, and it'll be Apodaca with a basket catch to finish off the inning. So a couple flyouts and a little bit of poor base running ends the third inning for the Ogden Raptors. We're still knotted up at 1. We'll be back for the top of the 4th inning after a quick break here on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
LWE has become an industry leader and performed new construction and retrofit work to companies in several industries. LWE is located in northern Utah and has performed work throughout the western United States. We can be reached at 801-621-3220.
Welcome back here, Ogden, Utah, on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. We are through 3 innings here, and we're tied up at 1 run apiece between the Missoula Paddleheads and the Ogden Raptors. The Ogden Raptors have totaled 3 hits on the other side. Missoula has only had 1, although they have reached base 2 other times just due to some errors by the Ogden Raptors defensive team. We're getting our ground screw off of the field as they make it all pretty, and then we'll be back underway. It will be Nick Klemp, the catcher, digging in for his second at-bat of the afternoon.
The name of the game has been ground balls for Santa Formaggio. He's already got 7 ground outs here tonight, and that doesn't include the pair of errors that were on the ground. So 9 ground balls delivered by Salta Formaggio here tonight.
First pitch, check swing, but it doesn't matter because it was a strike anyway.
That was a nasty slider at 86 miles an hour.
0-1 to Klemp, misses outside. Klemp is a returner of the Missoula Paddleheads, as mentioned a couple times earlier, and then also played for the Boise Hawks.
Played his college baseball at the University of Portland from 2020 through 2023.
The 1-1 waved and not connected, and it'll be 1-2 quickly for Salta Formaggio.
Klemp is a guy that consistently makes contact. That was the case last year with Missoula, and he's a pretty good contact guy there in the middle of the order.
1-2, Salta Formaggio searching for strikeout 2 on the night, but that one misses inside to make it 2-2. Can't really complain for Salta Formaggio not getting that many strikeouts right now. As you've said it many times, he's just forcing ground balls, and his defense is taking care of it. The 2-2, another ground ball, hot shot in to Chase Valentine's chest. He collects himself and gives it off to Wilkinson for the first out of the inning.
And with that new infield, it seems like the ball isn't bouncing nearly as high as it did in years past. That was just going to kind of skip towards Valentine, and he was able to collect it and make a nice throw to first. That's the 8th ground out for Salta Formaggio. That's 8 of the 10 outs so far. That's at least if my Kearns high math is right.
It's a different looking Salta Formaggio as he goes against Tyler Stone here. His first pitch misses too wide. In his first start of the year, it was against the Boise Hawks. He had 7 strikeouts in 6 innings. So far today, obviously, we're in inning 4, but only 1 strikeout, but still just as efficient, if not more so. Although he does fall behind 2-0 quickly in this one.
One of the big things, though, is only 1 walk in that start on May 20th. And he, in his previous 2 seasons with Ogden, was a guy that did have pretty good control. Only 20 walks in over 62 innings last year.
Stone fouls this one off into opposite field, and so Salta Formaggio finally records a strike in this at-bat. Two-one to Tyler Stone, righty to lefty. This pitch grabs the outside corner to make it 2-2. And Stone didn't love it, had a couple words with the umpire behind the plate, but did not tap his helmet, so the call will have to stand. 2-2, 1 out, top of the 4th inning here, tied up at 1 between the Paddleheads and the Raptors. This one is hit into the glove of Jordan. This time he collects it easily and gives it off to Wilkinson. Good bounce back play after Jordan mishandled one of his last grounders towards him, and we've got 2 outs.
Another ground out. That's 9 ground outs of the 11 outs so far. The only 2 non-ground outs was a sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning, as well as a strikeout.
Brings up Xavier Casarilla. He swings on the first pitch. This one is tailing slightly left into center field. Settling himself under it is Colson Lawrence. And it's another 1-2-3 inning, his 2nd of the night for Nico Salta Formaggio. So after a slightly shaky 3rd inning of defense, the Raptors bounce back very well to go 1-2-3. And we're still tied up at 1 as we head into the bottom of the 4th inning here on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
We are big enough to where we have established processes and procedures to protect you, but we're small enough to where there's still an owner involved in the day-to-day operations to ensure that we don't lose that personal touch. We'd love to tell you more about us, and feel free to reach out to us. You can reach our team at 801-728-0454.
Kier has evolved into a diversified general contractor with experience in commercial construction. Hundreds of projects throughout the Intermountain West attest to Kier's wide range of expertise in design and build. Kier Construction invites you to experience the difference. Call us at 801-627-1414.
From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large
Welcome back to the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Lockheim here with Tyson Whiting for the bottom of this 4th inning. We continue to have both pitchers stay on the bump. It is Jaren Jackson for the Boise, not the Boise Hawks, excuse me, for the Missoula Paddleheads.
I got a Jaren Jackson jersey at home. I mean, a Jazz jersey with Jaren Jackson Jr., which I was talked into by the radio play-by-play guy of the Jazz. He was talking about Jaren Jackson, how great he was going to be in that combination with Larry Markin. So I bought it. I was like, I got to get a Jaren Jackson Jr. jersey. Next year's going to be great.
I'm starting to feel like in so many of these sports, I need to just get a really generic jersey that I can keep wearing. Manzo swings on this one. First pitch into the outfield. It was past an outstretched hand of Piatkovich. And a first base runner is on for the Ogden Raptors in the form of Efren Manzo.
Manzo's going to be a great addition to the Raptors. He had a really good road trip where he went 8 for 23 with a homer and 7 RBIs, and they put him right there with a lot of RBI spots over the course of the season with him hitting behind Jordan and Lane. If he's going to be there all year long, he's going to have a lot of RBI opportunities.
So it brings up Bradley Pell. He did ground out his first time up. This is his first time back in the lineup in 3 games. Watch his first pitch sail past him, and it's a ball.
I do agree with the generic jersey thing. The thing I do is I always get retired players' jerseys. You know they're not going to switch teams.
That's a good call. I was a Seahawks fan and had 3 Russell Wilson jerseys, and then he left, so I decided to go with the 12th fan jersey for the rest of them. Pell fouls this one back to make it 1-1.
Yeah, but those Russell Wilson jerseys are good forever because, after all, it is a Super Bowl championship quarterback.
That's fair. That is fair. Jaren Jackson out there on the bump. Yet to record a strikeout, but he's held the Raptors to just 1 run and 2 hits.
He's got pretty good size, about 6'3", 225 pounds, throws his fastball in the low 90s. He's shown some pretty good stuff here early on.
Jackson checks first base. Being a lefty gives him a very clear view, so Manzo's lead is very short, and Pell fouls this one back to make it 1-2.
It's Jackson's 3rd year of professional baseball. He played in the American Association for the Sioux City Explorers in 2022 and 2025.
Pell stands in the box waiting. He grounds this one into the glove. They'll try to turn 2. Yukimoto gets the first and over to Stone for the second. Double play for the Missoula Paddleheads, and that's 2 down quickly.
Both pitchers just doing a good job getting ground balls, and that was just a tailor-made 4-6-3 double play. Kind of interested in seeing how the ball is playing here, especially with all the ground balls with the new infield surface. Seems like the ball isn't hopping as much. It's kind of skipping towards the fielders. They're not necessarily seeing those high hops like we saw last year here at Lindquist Field.
Definitely something to keep an eye on, and something that we are getting a big eye on given the amount of ground balls we're getting. Gio Ferraro watches first pitch go by him for a ball. The 1-0 is fouled out of play, and to make it 1-2.
Ferraro played at Marshall for a couple years in 2023 and 2024, and then he played in the USPBL last season. He had a great year in that league.
Played for the Diamond Hoopers in that league. Now trying to make an impact with the Raptors. Lines this one into center field. Retreating is Kijakovic. Off the wall is how he'll play it, and it'll be Ferraro taking 2 and make it there. Standing up, another double for the Ogden Raptors, but once again, it's with 2 outs.
4th double of the night for Ogden. That one looked like it had a pretty good chance of getting out. In fact, with the wind blowing like it is in the 4th inning, if it was that same ball in the 1st inning, I think that might have been a home run. Doesn't seem like the wind's blowing nearly as hard out to center field as it was earlier in the game.
Runner steals. That's Ferraro going to third base. The ball gets past the third baseman into left field. It's careening off the wall, and Ferraro will score easily. A little bit of a miscue for the Paddleheads, and the Raptors take advantage to take the lead.
Klumpf is probably kicking himself for not just eating the ball, because Ferraro got an outstanding jump to third base. He would have gotten there easily, and it was a low throw. Third baseman couldn't handle it, and the Raptors get back on the board.
So after being held scoreless since the 1st inning, now in the bottom of the 4th, they have taken the lead. And it will be Colson Lawrence digging in. First pitch swinging. Can't be over there on the first baseline, had to duck, still showing off his reaction time.
Bullpen didn't want to move there in Missoula. Now, I was with a team in Idaho Falls in 2018 where the bullpen, anytime there was a ball hit out there, you're only punished if you moved. Everybody just kind of stayed still. And it looked like Missoula, they're playing that similar game in the bullpen.
This one is lightly into the air, and that one is going to be handled easily by shortstop, Pijakovic, given off to Stone for the third out of the inning. But it is the Raptors taking the lead once again due to some defensive miscues and some good base running by Gio Ferraro. It's 2-1 in favor of the Raptors as we enter the top of the 5th inning after this here on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems.
We are big enough to where we have established processes and procedures to protect you, but we're small enough to where there's still an owner involved in the day-to-day operations to ensure that we don't lose that personal touch. We'd love to tell you more about us, and feel free to reach out to us. You can reach our team at 801-728-0454.
From providing a great member experience to providing easy access to your accounts with our mobile app, we are here to help you along your journey. Call 801-399-9728 for more information or visit ascentcu.com.
Welcome back, Arden Lockheim alongside Tyson Whiting for the top of the 5th inning. Raptors currently leading it 2-1. Ogden Raptors entered this game 2-4 on the season. Missoula Paddleheads 3-3. Salts Formaggio still working out there for the Raptors. He's done very well so far, only allowed 1 run off of 1 hit. First 2 pitches, however, missed too low.
Which is a rarity for him. He's been doing a great job getting first pitch strikes. Kind of that Greg Maddux theory. Get strike 1, get ground balls, and work quick.
Michael Kazuski, and he extends his 6-game hit streak to 7 as that one is grounded into left field. He'll stand out there on first base easily, and a leadoff base runner for the Paddleheads.
Kind of a Tony Gwynn special there, right between the third baseman and the shortstop, and he did a good job placing the ball there. It was a 90-mile-an-hour fastball in the outer half. And a good piece of hitting by Kazuski.
It'll bring up Josker Feliciano. He is the one who scored and has represented the only run for the Paddleheads so far. Got on base with a hard hit single last time up. The runner goes. Dodson will try to gun him down. Throw is in time, but the tag wasn't applied apparently. The first base umpire, Mike Blanchard, did not have a great angle on that one. It wasn't totally his fault, but he didn't really get to position himself in a way to see if the tag was applied.
Yeah, with the 3 umpire setup, it looked like the third base umpire had to hustle over, and it's really puzzling. Evan Parker comes out of the dugout to argue a little bit. Didn't look like Cole Jordan was arguing all that much, and somehow he was able to get in there for a stolen base.
The throw by Dodson was undeniably there in time, but it was Jordan kind of positioned himself a little bit ahead of the base, so he had to sweep pretty far backwards to apply the tag. Next pitch misses inside to Feliciano.
What a beautiful night for baseball. You can't beat that view. Center field, you got the Temple, especially here around sunset time. It's undeniably one of the best views in all of baseball.
With the mountains behind it as well. Next pitch misses outside.
Do they have those mountains in Nebraska? I've heard that they kind of don't have those.
Not a lot of mountains out there in Nebraska. 2-1 count to Josker Feliciano.
But it's a good time for Nebraska athletics. Softball's in the College World Series. The baseball team is hosting a regional. Women's volleyball is always up there.
Always. No, it's a great time to be a Husker. 2-1, no outs, big cut, no connection. And that went off the hand of Dodson, it looked like. He'll take a second. Ball was actually fouled back and then bounced directly into the hand of Dodson. The ump will walk the ball out nicely to Salts Formaggio to give Dodson a second. No, I read today that the Cornhuskers were one of 3 schools to have their football team play in a bowl game and have their volleyball, softball, and baseball and basketball teams all play in the regional. Pretty impressive stuff. I bet the people tuning in did not expect to hear about Nebraska sports tonight, but here you are. So Dodson has collected himself. 2-2 to him. Feliciano still standing in the box. It's Kazuski out there on second with no outs. Swing and a miss for strikeout number 2 on the night. That one was nowhere close to the plate. And Feliciano's going to wish he had that one back.
That's out to Formaggio's out pitch. That slider at 85 miles an hour. That was well out of the zone. But for Feliciano, obviously just trying to get the ball towards the right side of the infield and advance the runner. That one's a tough one to take.
Now it'll bring up Pijakovic. Pijakovic, the shortstop today. 1 out. Kazuski still out there on second base. First pitch in there for a called strike. The tying run is represented by Kazuski out there on second. It's not often that you find yourself in the 5th inning and both starting pitchers are still in. That's exactly what you want from your starting pitcher, but it's not always what you get. The 0-1 waved on and missed, and it salts Formaggio ahead 0-2 quickly.
That was that slider again. That was at 85 miles an hour. Once again, it was out of the zone, but that's a tough one to take, especially when Salt Formaggio is doing a good job getting his fastball consistently over for a strike.
This would be a big out because when you roll over to the top of the order, you have 6 batters in a row that are batting above 300, and their starting batter is batting .435 this year. So you want to have him hitting with 2 outs. This one is lightly tapped into the glove of Jordan. He'll check over at third base, but then just give it off to Wilkinson for the second out of the inning. So the runner, who's represented by Kazuski, does extend over 90 feet to third base, but the second out of the inning is recorded.
And Pijakovic will get some high fives in the dugout because he did advance the runner. Obviously, you would have liked that with no outs if you're Missoula as opposed to 1 out.
Because now it's Tai Yukimoto, and the first pitch goes by him for a strike. And Salt Formaggio did a phenomenal job setting this one up because now Yukimoto has to put down a hit to score Kazuski. Salt Formaggio's glove at his chest. He offers this one up, and it's grounded into the glove of Jordan. He'll take a couple steps off to Wilkinson. Third out of the inning, 1 runner stranded, and the Raptors maintain their 2-1 lead. Man, does the defense look good right now, and it's all because of the man on the bump, Nico. Salta Formaggio, 5 innings, only allowed 1 run off of 2 hits. We'll see if the Ogden Raptors can extend their lead when we come back for the bottom of the 5th inning here on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
We are big enough to where we have established processes and procedures to protect you, but we're small enough to where there's still an owner involved in the day-to-day operations to ensure that we don't lose that personal touch. We'd love to tell you more about us, and feel free to reach out to us. You can reach our team at 801-728-0454.
Kier has evolved into a diversified general contractor with experience in commercial construction. Hundreds of projects throughout the Intermountain West attest to Kier's wide range of expertise in design and build. Kier Construction invites you to experience the difference. Call us at 801-627-1414. Dave Grant has proudly served the community for over 50 years. Getting what you need, where you need it, when you need it, encapsulates our mission to deliver reliable and timely service. Contact us at 801-394-1621 or at www.granttrucking.com.
From providing a great member experience to providing easy access to your accounts with our mobile app, we are here to help you along your journey. Call 801-399-9728 for more information or visit ascentcu.com.
Welcome back here to Lindquist Field. The Raptors currently lead it 2-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning as we enter in. It's Dylan Wilkinson who will be leading off.
Well, great to have our audio broadcast on YouTube this season.
It's great to have that option for listeners, and thank you all for tuning in on this home opener. 6-game homestand here against the Missoula Paddleheads. It'll be the Paddleheads' first 6-game series of the year. Wilkinson shows bunt, pulls back, and it's a ball.
Both teams looking for some victories. They had some close calls last weekend, but how about that comeback bid by the Raptors this past Sunday?
Next pitch works inside on Wilkinson. He has to spin out of the way.
They were down 14-2 after 5 innings on Sunday and somehow came back to tie it up at 14. I think it might have actually been 15-15 until the knockout round.
Both of the Raptors' last 2 losses have come via a knockout round. So really one swing of the bat and it could have been 4-2 really easily, but coulda, shoulda, woulda as the 3-0 pitch works in for strike 1.
Saw a little bit of that knockout round in last year's Major League Baseball All-Star game. Slightly different format than what they had here in the Pioneer League.
3-1 to Wilkinson. He tries to get things going in the bottom of the 5th. Huge cut that kind of sent him off balance, but it didn't connect with anything, and the count is full.
Boy, he saw a fastball count there, 3-1. Got the fastball he was looking for. Just a little bit too up and in for him to handle.
3-2, Wilkinson fights it off. Good 2-strike swing there just to kind of, doesn't have to take the ball into play, but just keep him alive.
That was one of the things the Raptors did an outstanding job of last year, was having great 2-strike approaches. And obviously Wilkinson, a returning Raptor, is one of those guys.
Full count inside. That's a walk. First walk we've seen in the game from either pitcher.
And that's a leadoff walk, and as Tim McCarver used to always say, leadoff walks come in to score most. He had a percentage of like 80%. He said that they always score. So leadoff walk here, and you got a good base runner in Wilkinson who's got pretty good speed. He had 17 stolen bases last year.
With how defensive this game has been so far, 2-1. I feel like every single base runner matters so much. Dodson will lay down a bunt. Charging it is the second baseman. He'll give it off to first for the first out of the inning, but it was a really well-executed bunt by Dodson because Wilkinson extended 90 feet to second base very easily.
Did a good job of making the second baseman play. It was a perfectly executed bunt. Gets Wilkinson into scoring position. Dodson's a guy that's got a little bit of a local connection. Played his college baseball at Utah Tech. And like Ferraro, he played in the USPBL last year.
Runner on second is Wilkinson. Only 1 out, so he's in scoring position. It brings up Chase Valentine, the hottest bat so far. He's 2 for 2 on the night. Fouls the first pitch back for strike 1.
It looked like Jackson brought a little bit extra to the table there with a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. He probably wants to keep the ball away from Valentine, who's pulled the ball in each of his first 2 at-bats.
The Raptors trying to get back to 500 here on their season. A lot of season left, obviously, as we're only in week number 2, but you don't want to fall behind too early. The runner goes for third, and he is safe. So Wilkinson is now into even more of scoring position, I guess you would say, standing over there on third base.
Got a pretty good jump. If that throws a little bit lower, he might have had a chance at getting Wilkinson. The third baseman tried to keep the tag as much as possible, knowing that Wilkinson's momentum was heading up a little bit and hoping that Wilkinson would jump off the bag, but Wilkinson did a great job staying at third.
Chase Valentine eyes down a 1-1 count with 1 out. Next pitch misses too low. Make it 2-1.
Raptors did an outstanding job manufacturing runs last year, and this is the type of opportunity right here. For Valentine, he's going to try not to do too much, a sacrifice fly, even a ground ball with the middle infield playing back, conceding the run.
2-1. That one misses as well. It is in the dirt in front of Klemp, but he keeps it in front of him, so Wilkinson has to stay over there on third. 3-1. Your Valentine needs to be a pretty good pitch to swing on.
And if a ball is hit towards the middle infield, it looks like they're going to concede a run as both the shortstop and second baseman are playing about as deep as they can.
3-1. That one slides in there nicely. 81 miles an hour with quite a bit of movement.
And for Valentine, that's a good one to take. You're expecting a fastball there and a fastball count, and Jackson put together a pretty good off-speed pitch that hit the outside corner.
Off-speed with quite a lot of movement as well. The payoff pitch from the lefty. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Huge strikeout.
The throw from the catcher, I think, went wide, and Wilkinson scores some third as the ball ended up towards second base, and the Raptors get a run.
And there's some frustration very clearly out there on the field.
The shortstop and second baseman look like they have no clue what's going on. They look like they're about as puzzled as everybody here in attendance, but it's now a 3-run Raptors lead.
And with the way that Salta Formaggio is pitching out there, it's got to feel hard that you're going to feel difficult to feel like you're going to tack on a lot more runs with the way that he's currently dealing. So every single run is huge right now. Brings up Cole Jordan. First pitch to him misses outside.
Well, you don't see that often. It just looked like the throw back to the pitcher got away somehow.
Next pitch misses low as well. Jackson could be a little bit frazzled on the mound out there. He did look pretty frustrated. It was kind of Bad News Bears-esque a little bit with that throw back to the pitcher.
Especially after he got the strikeout he was looking for there on Valentine.
2-0. That one does work in there for a strike. Cole Jordan, a very reliable hitter on this team, but he is 0 for 2 tonight. Trying to see if he can turn his night around. This one lined fair. It hit the third base umpire, and the out will be recorded because it ricocheted off the third base umpire. Let me reiterate to you. It was Jordan who pulled that so hard and fast down the third base line. It hit the shin of our third base umpire, Zach Dart, and just bounced directly in front of Castillo over there on third, so he was able to give it off to first base for the out. The Raptors are absolutely dumbfounded, and not much you can really do about it, though. But so, after the 5th inning, the Raptors lead at 3-1 thanks to an errant throw. And we'll go into the top of the 6th inning with Nico Saltaformaggio continuing to do work out there on the bump.
Kier has evolved into a diversified general contractor with experience in commercial construction. Hundreds of projects throughout the Intermountain West attest to Kier's wide range of expertise in design and build. Kier Construction invites you to experience the difference. Call us at 801-627-1414.
From providing a great member experience to providing easy access to your accounts with our mobile app, we are here to help you along your journey. Call 801-399-9728 for more information or visit ascentcu.com.
Dave Grant has proudly served the community for over 50 years, getting what you need, where you need it, when you need it, encapsulates our mission to deliver reliable and timely service. Contact us at 801-394-1621 or at www.granttrucking.com.
Welcome back. A pretty crazy inning that in the bottom of the 5th there. We were kind of still discussing it in here, but not something you see very often. The wayward throw back to the pitcher scoring a run, and then the ricochet off of our third base umpire kind of assisting on and out. So probably all comes out in the wash, to be honest. Saltaformaggio, first pitch is swung on out there into right field, and that'll go down as a hit.
That's more of a routine single, and we've seen a few plays that have been far from routine here so far. And I think it's fitting because it's the 33rd year anniversary of Jose Canseco having a fly ball bounce off his head and over the fence for a home run. So on the 33rd year anniversary of that, you may imagine we're going to see some crazy plays like we've seen here so far tonight.
It's only fitting. That brings up Enzo Apodaca, hottest bat on the team, but he is 0 for 2 on the night. Bermudez is out there on first base as Saltaformaggio checks over his left shoulder on him. The 1-0 pitch to Apodaca. Off speed is fouled back.
They did check on the third base umpire, Zach Dart, during the break. I mean, it just bounced off his left shin right to the third baseman. I don't know how you scored that. I mean, I've got it as a 5-3. I don't know if you scored a different way where you somehow get the third base umpire involved.
What number corresponds with the third base umpire?
I'm not sure. I mean, I guess you got to give it a double-digit number of some kind.
Can't say that I've scored that one before. In our stats, it just went down as a 5-3, the stats program that we have here online. Salts Formaggio checked back on Bermudez, who was standing there on first. The 1-1 to Apodaca misses well outside.
Third time through the order, but for Salts Formaggio, he's done a good job getting multiple pitches over for a striking, especially once he gets ahead in the count. Watch out for that nasty slider, but it is a 2-1 count here to a dangerous hitter.
2-1 to Apodaca. Swing and a miss. His helmet almost came off with the power of that one, and we're knotted up at 2-2.
See that building with all the bricks out behind right field? He was trying to hit it over that, which I actually did see James Outman hit one over that roof out behind the right field fence once in 2018.
You have altitude on your side when you're here in Ogden, so it's one that runners can't happen. A big swing and miss forced the strikeout. Dodson is looking a little bit confused behind the plate, but the strikeout will be recorded. It was Bermudez who was running off the pitch, and so he stole second on that one. So it's a runner on second, 1 out here in the top of the sixth.
That was a tough one for Dodson to handle, so there was no throw to second base, but that was a nasty pitch. That was that slider again from Salts Formaggio. That one at 84 miles an hour. And they've done a good job keeping Apodaca off base. 0 for 2, and he reached on an error.
Next up is Nick Klemp. He's got a runner on second in scoring position. This one is tapped foul for the first pitch of the at-bat.
As with most teams in the Pioneer League, you're going to have a dangerous heart of the order, and obviously Missoula's got a pretty good combination there with Apodaca and Klemp, and so far so good in terms of not allowing damage to either of those hitters.
Salts Formaggio has been doing such a good job so far. He went 6 innings in his first outing. He's at 6 right now. He'll check back to kind of throw to second, but no one was covering, but it did force Bermudez to scamper back to second.
Bermudez is a very aggressive base runner. Second baseman Jordan trying to bird dog him a little bit to make sure he doesn't get a huge lead off a second.
0-1 is skied well into the sky. It's just starting to come down now. It'll be Wilkinson settling himself under it in the infield. So an unproductive fly out on the runner, and Bermudez has to stay on second.
Big league pop-up in the right side of the field is usually where you get the sun field. And with the sun starting to set a little bit, Wilkinson did a good job fighting the sun and made a nice play for the second out.
One more batter to get through the 6th inning, and that would be huge for Salts Formaggio. So far, coming out of last season, if you look at last season, when the starter went 6 or more innings, the Raptors won 69% of the time as Salts Formaggio fires first strike in there.
I wish we'd show some big league teams that sort of stat, because you like to see a starter go deep into the game. It saves the bullpen, especially with an off day yesterday. Raptors bullpen's pretty fresh, and Salts Formaggio is doing a good job going deep into this game to save the bullpen some more.
Salts Formaggio will once again check back on Bermudez on second. And something you don't have to deal with as much even in college play and stuff like that is you're playing 6 straight games. So when you can get your pitcher on game 1 of that 6-game series to go deep as Salts Formaggio is doing now, it doesn't just help the game right now, it helps it in the future. Stone fouls this one off the left field side.
You see that all across minor league baseball, and even in Major League Baseball, the start of a series, when that starter doesn't go deep into the game, all of a sudden that hurts the bullpen a little bit, and then by the end of that series, you're seeing kind of the bottom of the barrel there of the pitching staff.
Stone behind 0-2 to Salts Formaggio. Bermudez still stands out there on second, but 2 outs now, so Stone has to put a hit down if he's going to score him. 0-2 misses outside, and we're 1-2.
Shortstop Valentine playing close towards second base, trying to cut off the lead of Bermudez.
1-2 pitch to Stone, who stands ready, swinging his bat above his left shoulder. Salts Formaggio checks on second once more. This one down the first base line, foul.
Boy, that was close to getting fair, and that would have been a tough hop there on Wilkinson, who had the ball go by him. Good thing for the Raptors, that one ended up foul. Otherwise, it would have been an RBI for Stone.
Stone had a great series against Oakland. He went 8 for 16, was batting .500. Not as good of a series against Yuba, going 2 for 11. So he's trying to be the Stone of Oakland, not the Stone of Yuba here in Ogden.
No relation to last year's Ogden Raptor Damian Stone, who had an outstanding year in right field.
1-2 outs in the top of the 6th. Saltaformaggio trying to leave one stranded, and he will. Strikeout swinging is the 4th of the day for Saltaformaggio, and through 6, he has still only allowed 1 run. Saltaformaggio is dealing. The Raptors lead at 3-1, and we'll go into the bottom of the 6th inning after this quick break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
We are big enough to where we have established processes and procedures to protect you, but we're small enough to where there's still an owner involved in the day-to-day operations to ensure that we don't lose that personal touch. We'd love to tell you more about us, and feel free to reach out to us. You can reach our team at 801-728-0454.
Welcome back to Lindquist Field as the crowd sings to Sweet Caroline. Everything's been pretty sweet for the Raptors so far. They lead 3-1 as we enter into the bottom of the 6th inning. And their pitcher, Nico Saltaformaggio, is dealing, but can't deny Jaron Jackson as well for the Missoula Paddleheads is having a pretty great day himself. There's just been a couple errors that have put a slight damper on it, but as a whole, he's pitched very, very well. First pitch to Carmine Lane misses too high for a ball.
Seen a little bit of everything in this game. Even though it's just a 3-1 score, we've seen a ball ricochet off the third base umpire. We've seen a lot of things.
Carmine Lane deep into left field. Forget about it. Home run for the captain, and that puts the Raptors up 4-1.
– 105 miles an hour off the bat. Lane last season had 8 homers, and just about all of them were to left center field as the fans are fired up. First home run here at home for the Raptors this season, and already the 5th extra base hit for Ogden tonight. And there was no doubt about that one. 105 miles an hour off the bat and well over 400 feet.
Carmine Lane's first long ball of the year, and what a great time to do it in the home opener. We'll bring up Efren Monzo. Monzo really gave the boys, the Raptors fans something to cheer about, and he does it again. Oh, that one is caught on the run by Enzo Apodaca. What I was gonna say before he swung on the first pitch of the at-bat is he hit a grand slam in the Fan Fest, and has continued a pretty strong hitting career or resume, whatever you want to call it so far. But that one first pitch swinging, and he'll be lined out for the first out of the inning. First pitch to Bradley Pell misses too low. If any of you are joining us on the Home Team Live video screen, thank you for your patience. Thank you for sticking with us. We're happy to be with you now from the video perspective, and the next pitch to Pell misses inside as well.
It's great to have the Home Team Network with us this season for video coverage, and audio coverage is on YouTube this season, which is certainly great to see.
Next pitch to Pell grabs the lower part of the strike zone for called strike one. Pell 0 for 2 on the day so far, and trying to amend that as the next pitch misses too low to make it 3-1. He didn't play the last 3 games of the Boise series, and Campy before the game said that they were adding him back in to, quote, see how it goes, see what happens. Trying to make a good case for himself right now. Grounds this one into the glove of the shortstop, Pijakovic over to Stone for a second out of the inning.
It was great to see that insurance run added by Carmine Lane, who's already got 2 RBIs tonight. Obviously, the solo shot here in the 6th inning, and he also had a sacrifice fly in the 1st. Nobody warming up in the bullpen for the Raptors, so Salto Formaggio looks to be going the 7th inning as well.
First pitch to Gio Ferraro misses outside. Next pitch misses low as well to make it 2-0. Ferraro is a guy who Campy saw play 2 years ago at a Florida workout, and he liked the look of him. 2-0 pitch misses outside to make it 3-0.
He's already have 4 home runs this season. 7 RBIs. He's off to a great start.
And those 4 home runs are tied for first in the league, not just on the team, but no home run in this one as he works 4-pitch walk.
3rd time through the order, and for the first time, looks like Missoula has a right-hander warming up in the bullpen. And that's number 17, Parker McMahon, warming up for Missoula as we're in the middle portion of the 3rd time through the order, and you wonder if there's going to be a little bit of fatigue settling in there for Jackson.
Olson Lawrence, the righty, going against the lefty, maybe trying to take advantage of that. First pitch in there for a called strike. Ferraro, small lead off of first because of the way that Jackson sets up, being a lefty, having a straight line of vision to first base. 0-1 works inside on Lawrence, and it's 1-1.
Lawrence, one of 2 players in the lineup tonight who are former Miami Marlins draft picks. Carmine Lane, a former Marlins draft pick, and Lawrence was selected in the 13th round in 2023.
Next pitch misses. It's 2-1. Ferraro out there on first base. It's still Jaren Jackson working against Colson Lawrence. 0 for 2 on the night, grounded out to shortstop both times. That one works inside on him as well, and seems that Jackson's command has lost him just slightly.
If you're Lawrence, you don't want to help him out there by swinging at a bad pitch. Lawrence, an interesting story. He was a pitcher only the last 2 years, but he did have a pretty good year at the plate at the University of South Alabama, where he had 11 homers and 34 RBIs.
3-1 misses, and that's another walk. Back-to-back walks with 2 outs is not exactly what you want to see from Jaren Jackson out there. There's a few of the coaches out there talking to the man in the bullpen, excuse me.
It is the man indeed, McMahon. Parker McMahon warming up in the bullpen. He's from Belleville University, and he's trying to get loosened up in a hurry.
It's looking more and more like they might need him. First pitch to Wilkinson does grab the inside edge for a called strike. It's good to get a first pitch strike in there for Jaren Jackson. Next pitch. This is too high, and it's 1-1. Missoula and Ogden both entered this game on a 2-game losing streak. Missoula's was to Yuba Scudder, and Ogden's was to the Boise Hawks. So one of these teams trying to snap that here tonight. 1-1. Wilkinson misses too high.
All right, for Jackson, he didn't walk anybody in the first 4 innings and had 1 walk in the 5th, back-to-back walks, and he's behind 2-1 to Wilkinson.
Just doesn't look like he's going at the batters as much. He was working quickly with quite a lot of confidence in our first 6 innings, and now in this one just does not look the same. Wilkinson pulls this one into right field. It'll be handled easily by Apodaca, however, for the 3rd out of the inning. So credit to Jaren Jackson to get out of that inning without having any damage, despite the 2 walks. I would guess that's the end of the road for him. But nonetheless, it is still the Raptors leading 4-1 as we enter into the top of the 7th inning after this break here on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
We are big enough to where we have established processes and procedures to protect you, but we're small enough to where there's still an owner involved in the day-to-day operations to ensure that we don't lose that personal touch. We'd love to tell you more about us, and feel free to reach out to us. You can reach our team at 801-728-0454.
From providing a great member experience to providing easy access to your accounts with our mobile app, we are here to help you along your journey. Call 801-399-9728 for more information or visit ascentcu.com.
Dave Grant has proudly served the community for over 50 years. Getting what you need, where you need it, when you need it, encapsulates our mission to deliver reliable and timely service. Contact us at 801-394-1621 or at www.granttrucking.com.
Welcome back here, Lindquist Field. Salts Formaggio continuing to go to work against the Missoula Paddleheads. He's going against Xavier Casarilla now, and first pitch works in there for strike one. As we enter into the seventh inning, this is Salts Formaggio's longest outing of the year thus far. This one flied into center field. Lawrence settling under it, just shy of the warning track for out number one of the inning.
He's only allowed 3 hits and 1 run so far. And as for the outs through 6 1/3, he's got 11 ground outs, 3 strikeouts, and that is the 4th fly ball out for Salts Formaggio, who's done a great job attacking the zone. He's pitching with a lot of confidence, and that slider has certainly turned into a great out pitch, which contributed to the 2 strikeouts in the top of the 6th inning.
Salts Formaggio goes to work against Feliciano right now. That first pitch works in there for a called strike. We mentioned it. Salts Formaggio did not have a start when he came into this year. He's now had 2 starts. In his first one, he went for 6 innings, and this is his second. He's in the 7th inning, showing no signs of slowing down.
Activity starting to loosen up a little bit as a couple of bullpen catchers are standing in the Ogden bullpen, but nobody has started to throw as of yet.
The 1-1 misses outside. Xavier Casarilla still searching for his first hit of the night, 0 for 2. Grounded out in the second and flew out in the 4th. Salts Formaggio's next pitch misses by a pretty large margin, however, to make it 3-1.
They always talk about those analytics. People always talk about the 3rd time through the order, and that's where we are right now.
Grounded into the glove of Valentine, who charges it at shortstop off to the first baseman, Wilkinson, for the second out of the inning. That's what Salts Formaggio has been doing really, really well, is that even on the at-bats that maybe he doesn't get ahead the way he wants to, he's forcing ground balls, forcing pop-outs. Hasn't been anything that comes off the bat super hard yet tonight.
12th ground ball out for Salts Formaggio. There hasn't been a whole lot of hard contact by Missoula all night. Following up a great outing on May 20th with an even better outing here in the home opener.
Josker Feliciano. First pitch goes by him for ball 1. He's the only Paddlehead to have scored tonight. He reached on a hard hit single and then went on to score due to a couple errors. Big swing and miss to make it 1-1. Feliciano, a pretty big guy. He has quite a lot of power. He stands 6'2", 220. Native of Puerto Rico. Trying to get something going for his Missoula team. The 1-1 pitch works in there to make it 1-2. Salts Formaggio looking for the 5th strikeout of the night.
Feliciano probably thinking about that slider, as that slider has turned into a nasty out pitch for Salts Formaggio here in the last few innings.
Salts Formaggio trying to finish work on his 7th inning, but his 1-2 pitch misses outside to make it 2-2. Josker only played 1 game in the most recent Yuba series. He went 1 for 5. Big swing and miss. So right now on the season, he's only 1 for 11. He entered this game with 1 hit. He's added 1 on, so he's doubled his hit total for the year, which is a good sign, but needs a little bit more than that if his Paddleheads are going to work their way back into this one. The 2-2 misses outside. The count's now full.
Feliciano just trying to get on base any way he can.
3-2, 2 outs, top of the 7th. The Paddleheads trail it by 3 right now. It's been all Nico Saltaformaggio for Ogden at home right now. 3-2 pitch is poked out, foul to stay alive. And talk about a great start, too. In front of your home crowd, the first game that they have seen you play in so far this year. It's the home opener, and they're also bouncing back from losing 2 close games to Boise. The Raptors just need some momentum right now is what it feels like. Ground ball past the gap in between Valentine and Lane. It'll go down as a base hit. So Feliciano doing a great job. He entered this game with 1 hit on the year. He was 1 for 11. Now he's 2 for his last 3.
And that was a professional at bat. Had a couple good takes to get to a 3-2 count. Fouled off a tough pitch to the right side, then bounced one between the third baseman and shortstop with that Tony Gwynn special. That at least gets you through the 9-hole hitter this inning and ensures that at the very least that Missoula gets the top of the order for the top of the 8th.
Saltaformaggio's first pitch to Pijakovic misses too high and inside. 2 outs, so Pijakovic must put something on the ground if he's going to try to something in play, if he's going to try to advance Feliciano. This one is pulled into deep left field, and that is caught by a jumping Gio Ferraro. An incredible defensive play ends the inning for the Raptors, and the Raptor fans here in Lindquist Field absolutely love it. Raptors look good right now. They lead it 4-1 as we enter into the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll have Take Me Out to the ball game in the 7th inning stretch, but that'll be during this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
We are big enough to where we have established processes and procedures to protect you, but we're small enough to where there's still an owner involved in the day-to-day operations to ensure that we don't lose that personal touch. We'd love to tell you more about us, and feel free to reach out to us. You can reach our team at 801-728-0454.
At GCB Computers, we specialize in high-quality, refurbished computers that save you money without sacrificing performance. We believe in use it before you buy it. Come into our showroom, power up your future computer, and test it out yourself so you can buy with confidence. Visit GCB Computers online at www.gcbcomputers.com or call 385-515-1797. That's GCB Computers, the computer you need at a price you can afford.
This can keep a battle buddy safe from the risk of suicide. I get it, it's just a phone. But when you call a friend, you show that you care, which can help them fight their inner battle. Now drop and call 20 people.
Welcome back from the break. Tonight's broadcast is presented on the Home Team Network for live video streaming, on YouTube for audio-only coverage, and on 88.9 FM for In the Park Radio.
Welcome back to Lindquist Field, bottom of the 7th inning as the Raptors continue to go to work. Tank Dodson, the catcher, the first pitch works inside on him and too high to make it 1-0.
New pitcher from Missoula is Parker McMahon, M-C capital M-A-N, 6'2", 210 pounds, out of Belleville University.
Grounded into the glove of shortstop Pijakovic, crossfield throw to Stone, and an out is recorded kind of back to the beginning of the game where we saw all of those ground outs.
McMahon threw that one 88 miles an hour. You can close the book on Jaron Jackson. Worked 6 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs. He walked 3 and struck out only 1. Raptors doing a good job keeping the ball, getting the ball in play.
And we have a pinch hitter for the Ogden Raptors.
Eric Sims going to get in that bat. You talk about an influencer. What does he have? Over 1 million YouTube followers. He's got 891,000 follows on Instagram. I saw a video about 11 o'clock last night where the king of JUCO, Eric Sim, got these $5 gloves and he was trying to catch them. Boy, this is a moment. This is going viral for sure. Eric Sim, the king of JUCO, former San Francisco Giants draft pick. He's in the box taking an at bat.
I will say I watched him during batting practice. He didn't look great.
He did knock 1 or 2 out of the ballpark, though.
He knocked 2 out, but that was after about 8 not getting out of the cage, but we shall see. First pitch from McMahon in there for called strike 1.
His YouTube videos are, I find him very entertaining. Various challenges. He's got pretty good power. Good natural pop, played in the pros for a few years.
Fouls this one back, and he's behind 0-2 early. This is a guy that he has skill. Yes, he's an influencer, but he's gotten a hit off Trevor Bauer. I mean, he did go for tryouts here in Utah. 0-2. Misses too high and stays alive.
Sim played in 7 years in minor league baseball. His last year was in 2016 in an independent team in Winnipeg. Got as high as AAA with the Fresno Grizzlies.
And this one into deep left field. Does it have the legs? Oh, and it's caught at the wall. A home run robbery by Kozuski absolutely foils what could have been an internet-breaking viral moment.
That would have been 7 figures in terms of views on YouTube. That might still be 7 figures of views on YouTube. Congratulations, Arden. We're going viral with this one. And the king of JUCO gets it to the warning track, and he tips his cap to this crowd here.
Standing ovation. The Raptors come out of the dugout to cheer him back in. And that was a valiant effort by the king of JUCO. He had to be feeling pretty excited as the Raptors got up 4-1 in this game. I mean, not that it was a wasted at-bat. He was a legitimate player. He's on the roster here tonight. But, you know, I can't imagine if they were trailing that Evan Parker is putting him in.
He might still put him in, though.
Big swing and miss by Cole Jordan for strike 1. So the pinch hit was for Chase Valentine, who was 0 for 4 on the night. So it does make sense.
Now, last year they did have some weird re-entry rules where Valentine might just come back into the game and play shortstop in the next inning.
I would imagine that's what we see. The starter can re-enter once. 0-1 pitch to Jordan. In there for a called strike. Oh, 2 outs. Raptors currently lead it by 3. They're trying to bounce back from a 2-game losing streak. 3-pitch strikeout for Parker McMahon. So he came in and made quick work of the Raptors. 1-2-3 inning. Really great relief work for Parker McMahon. But it is still the Raptors who lead it 4-1 as we enter into the top of the 8th inning after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Are you okay? You seem upset. Turns out you were right. Our car was breaking down and we did need a new one with a loan from America First Credit Union. Me saying there was no hurry and to wait was wrong. Hey, on the bright side, we got to meet Huey.
Get your money working with our low-rate auto loans, now with no payments for 90 days.
Hi, I'm Christopher with Absolute Comfort Heating and Air, and I would do anything to keep my customers comfortable. And when it comes to family, I would do anything for love. I'd fix just about anything. You know I would do anything for you. I won't do that.
But you won't do that.
At Absolute Comfort, I'll do whatever it takes to keep you comfortable.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
pitcher. New pitcher here for the Ogden Raptors in the form of Nolan Ficklin. His first pitch misses inside there to Tai Yukamoto. Nolan Ficklin has tied for the most appearances of any pitcher on the Raptors this year. Showed up 4 times, all in relief in games 1, 3, 5, and 6 against the Boise Hawks. Next pitch works in there for a strike, and he's been doing a pretty good job. He's pitched at the most 1 2/3 innings. Most of them have just been 1 inning. But he has not allowed a run yet in relief this year. The 1-1 is tapped. Jordan will wait on it at second base and now give it off to Wilkinson at first. Interesting decision by Jordan not to charge on that, but I think he just wanted the hops to level out before he fielded it, and nevertheless, they did record an out.
It was interesting to see him play back on the ball considering the speed of Yukamoto, but he was able to make the play. Ficklin certainly is used to wearing blue, former BYU product. Where's he from, St. George?
From St. George, Utah. 24 years old, playing just about 4 hours, maybe 3 hours-ish away from home. Brings up Will Bermudez. Ficklin's first pitch to Bermudez misses too high.
A couple guys are used to Southern Utah. After all, the catcher, Hank Dodson's a Utah Tech product.
We have Utah Tech catching for BYU. Ficklin's first 2 pitches miss to make it 2-0.
And if I remember right, Cole Jordan played at UVU.
Yes, he did. So quite a lot of Utah connections, even if for Dodson and Jordan, they didn't actually ever live here before college. But Ficklin, at bat, not going the way he quite wanted. For Bermudez, it is. It's 3-0 right now.
And just as we expected, Valentine stays in he returns the game and plays shortstop after being pinch hit by influencer Eric Sim in the 7th.
Didn't think Sims had a big shortstop ability in him.
No, he was a catcher. Listed in Baseball Reference at 6'2" and 215 pounds.
Ficklin's 3-0 gets in there to make it 3-1. Bermudez has had an RBI in every single game this year, does not have one yet in this game, but he is walked. Unless the Paddleheads go on an absolute run, that was likely his last at-bat, so that's going to end his 6-game RBI streak.
They've done a good job getting Apodaca out. He's 0 for 2 and reached on an error tonight. He's been Missoula's most dangerous hitter so far this season.
And Ficklin will tie his shoe out there on the bump. That's the first walk of the game by a Raptors pitcher. Salt Formaggio went through 7 innings without giving up a walk. First pitch called strike. Apodaca came into this game batting .435, but you mentioned it, Tyson. The Raptors done a great job. Really, just Salt Formaggio has done a phenomenal job shutting him down. Ficklin trying to follow suit. Apodaca waits on the off speed, 83 miles an hour, but he waited too long and hit it out of play opposite field.
Got a right-hander loosening up for Ogden. I think it's Landon Riley.
Riley, another one of those pitchers with 4 appearances so far this year. Ficklin's next pitch misses too low, and we're sit at 2-2.
I think this is a perfect spot to put the left-hander in, as Yukamoto's lefty, Bermudez, the last hitter, is a switch hitter, and obviously Apodaca's lefty.
This one is hit to the shortstop, Valentine. They'll turn one over at second base, and get the second one at first to end the inning. Great job by Chase Valentine, Cole Jordan, and Dylan Wilkinson for the classic 6-4-3 double play. And Nolan Ficklin gets out of the inning, leaving one stranded. The Ogden Raptors will look to add to their 4-1 lead as we enter into the bottom of the 8th after this quick break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
GCB Computers. Refurbished, reliable, and ready to go. The computer you need at the price you can afford.
Little moments become big when you don't have to worry about your finances. Money can be a giant source of stress, but it doesn't have to be. Here at Ascent Credit Union, we work to empower our members to be able to manage their money easily, quickly, and most importantly, without stress. When you aren't worrying about your finances, you get to enjoy life more. That's why we are here. Call 801-399-9728 for more information or visit ascentcu.com. This broadcast is the exclusive property of the Ogden Raptors Baseball Club and the Pioneer Baseball League. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, reproduction, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Ogden Raptors and the Pioneer Baseball League is strictly prohibited.
Welcome back here on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network. Arden Lockheim alongside Tyson Whiting. Bottom of the 8th inning, the Raptors lead by 3. They're hoping to add some insurance runs into their total. Also hoping that it's their last time up. It'll be their captain, Carmine Lane, coming in to hit. He had a home run his last time up, the only long ball that we have seen in this game so far.
He also has 2 RBIs as he had a sacrifice fly in the first inning, so he's really 1 for 2 with a sac fly.
Got 12 hits on the year. That leads the team, showing why he's one of their captains. First pitch misses too low. Still Parker McMahon out there on the bump. He had a really nice 1-2-3 inning when he came in to pitch in the 7th, so why not keep him going? But it is 2-0 quickly to the Carmine. You know, I asked Carmine today in batting practice, because I've been wondering all year long, no batting gloves. And he said it's just something that he's kind of waffled back and forth on throughout his whole career. He was never used them when he played in junior ball, then used them in college, went away, came back, but he thinks that the no gloves is here to stay.
Didn't use them last year as well.
3-0 does get that strike. I think we're seeing more and more evidence for your generous strike zone on the 3-0 count, Tyson.
I always call it the complimentary strike. You know, it's a 3-0, you just get a complimentary strike.
3-1. That one in there as well. So after going ahead 3-0 early, Carmine Lane now looks a full count, dead in the face.
Doesn't get the batting gloves, but after every pitch, he gets some dirt and rubs it across his hands. Probably likes to feel the bat. Probably feels like he gets a good grip on the bat.
Carmine, 25 years old, from Palm Beach, Florida, has been with the Raptors for a couple years now. Full count, too low. That's a walk.
That's one of the things he demonstrated all year last year was good plate discipline. And that was a tough pitch to take. Obviously 3-2, 89-mile-an-hour fastball, and he's a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 8th. Very smart players, Carmine Lane. Guy who can play multiple positions.
And Carmine identified that the biggest area he wanted to improve when we talked to him preseason was his pitch selection. And he's showing that he has had improvement in that so far. Efren Monzo, first pitch, past the outstretched glove of third baseman Castillo. Lane will hold up over there on first as the ball didn't, on second as the ball didn't make it very far into left field. But we'll have a runner on first and second with nobody out.
Good game for Manzo. That's his 3rd hit of the night. He's 3 for 4. And the out that he had in the 6th inning was hard hit to right field. So he's had a good game.
And what's been great to see is no strikeouts on the night for Monzo so far, because he had 6 strikeouts entering tonight. That was the most on the team so far in this game. The pitch selection has been great. He's putting the ball into the field, hard to hit balls, like you said, 3 for 4.
Raptors have only struck out twice so far tonight.
Bradley Pell in. He's still searching for his first hit of the night. First action that he's had in 3 games, trying to prove why he should be in the lineup. Kyler Stancato had been the player who had largely been hitting in his place. Shows bunt, does not connect on it, and it'll be 1-1.
Stancato, one of 5 players returning from last season's club, and we've seen some good contributions tonight from the returning Raptors. Stancato last year at .312 and even pitched in 15 games last year.
1-1 to Bradley Pell as the owner of the Raptors bags encourages everyone in the stands to get a little bit rowdy. Parker McMahon's pitch. That bunt's not laid down. Pell a little bit frustrated with himself as he walks down the third base line. that bunt in the situation is something that they practice in batting practice all the time. Evan Parker's going to have a couple words with him, but in their batting practice, their first one is their situations. And so they lay down a bunt down the first base line, a bunt down the third base line, and then it's a hit and run, 2-strike swing, free swinging, everything like that.
Evan Parker with a pretty good conversation with Bradley Pell. Interesting. I had to wonder what the conversation was about. Pell was a little bit discouraged after not getting the bunt down. Diodero 2-strike bunt here.
I don't think so. Lined right up the first base line. That one, the umpire did get away. Rounding third to score is Carmine Lane. Holding up on second is Efren Monzo. And a really great bounce back by Bradley Pell. Obviously, that conversation with Evan Parker did something. And credit to our third base umpire, Zach Dart. He did get out of the way on that one.
Dart didn't want to get hit again. He was very agile there. And whatever Evan Parker said to Bradley Pell, you got to bottle that and keep it for the rest of the year, because that's a confidence-building hit right there for Bradley Pell. Right up the middle. It was hard hit at 93 miles an hour. And he gets a big insurance run for the Raptors.
I think the Raptor fans may have had an aneurysm if Dart kept another ball in play for the Paddleheads.
Dart would have to find a secret way out of the ballpark if he would have gotten hit with that one.
The Raptors now lead at 5-1 in the bottom of the 8th, and it brings in Gio Ferraro. Ferraro hitting in the 6th hole tonight. He had been hitting in the leadoff spot on and off. It's kind of been between Chase Valentine and Ferraro. But Chase Valentine hit as far down as the 9 hole in the first game of the season. So Parker's still moving things around. Makes sense, only 7 games into the season. Big cut by Ferraro, but that one will go out of play.
No longer a safe situation, but I got to imagine we'll see Landon Riley in the 9th inning as he's been warming up in the Raptors bullpen this entire bottom of the 8th.
1-1 Gio Ferraro. That one misses. Really good snag behind the dish by Klemp, and that might have saved a base, saves the stolen base.
One of the keys to the Raptors last season, their playoff run, was 1 through 9, just about everybody contributing in the lineup, and so far tonight, just about everybody contributing, 1 through 9 for the Raptors.
Runners on first and second for Ferraro. He'll foul that one back and make it 2-2. With a win today, the Raptors would move to 500 on the year. With a loss, Missoula would fall below 500. These teams only separated by one win, and a strikeout for Ferraro. That's McMahon's second strikeout of the day. So Jackson went 6 innings with only 1 strikeout, and now McMahon has come in and had 2.
7 of the 9 hitters in the Raptors lineup have a base hit. Cole Jordan, one of them that didn't, but he obviously rocketed the ball off the third base umpire in a very unlucky and unfortunate play, and Hank Dodson has a sac bunt.
First pitch to Colson Lawrence catches the outside edge for strike 1.
So once again, everybody contributing to the Raptors' success here tonight.
Lawrence has reached base via a walk. Off speed, 81 miles an hour, but that one misses the zone. It's quite a difference in velocity there, though. Lawrence, the righty, going up against the righty Parker McMahon. Pokes this one foul out of play. It's Efren Monzo standing on second and Bradley Pell over there on first. Raptors already lead it by 4, 5-1.
Outfield straight away, and the infield's at double play depth. You'll see the outfielders play a little bit more towards left and right center field.
1-2. Lined right up the middle. It'll be Monzo coming around third to score easily. Once again, it will be Pell holding up at second. And the Raptor fans are fired up as they continue to add more padding to this lead. That was almost an identical hit to Pell's.
Didn't try to do too much, just lined it right up the middle. That was 105 miles an hour off the bat. Zach Dart must have some sort of magnet nearby the base umpire, as he had to almost get out of the way of that one as well. And boy, Lawrence with a pretty good job there on that pitch on the outer half. It wasn't necessarily down the middle. He had to go out and get it a little bit.
Parker McMahon out there on the bump had to duck away just to avoid getting decapitated by that ball. Dylan Wilkinson in the box. Big cut doesn't connect for strike 1. the Raptors have already added 2 more on in this inning. They currently lead at 6-1. Man's 0-1 pitch is fouled, and Wilkinson falls behind 0-2 quickly.
I'm just glad I haven't called them the Grizzlies at any point tonight. Old habits are tough to break.
I have felt Huskers on the tip of my tongue multiple times tonight, and we've held it back, but let it slip right there.
You can say that when Tyler Stone's batting for Missoula.
It's true. Former Husker. 0-2, 1 out. Runners on first and second for Wilkinson. This one fouled. It's tailing out of play in pursuit for Bermudez and Castillo, but no need as that one is over the fence into the fan zone over there in left field.
Really good crowd here on a Tuesday night. Make sure to come out and join us later on this week. We got $2 hot dogs tomorrow, Thursday, half off drinks, and Sunday is Free Food Sunday. That's right. You come to the ballpark on Sunday, you get free food.
You don't get anything free these days. Quite a deal. 0-2, 1 out. After the game tonight, there's going to be a fireworks show. The 0-2 works inside on Wilkinson. I know that Cole Jordan was walking around with a camera before the game, asking each of his teammates what they predicted the first fireworks shot up to be. I went over to him and I asked him, I interviewed him, and he said that he thought his first one was going to be gold. He was the only one who said gold.
I'm going red.
I think blue. Ogden Raptors blue. 1-2. Chopped up the middle. Past an outstretched glove of the shortstop, Pijakovic. Going to third base safely is Bradley Pell, and then that'll score a run as well. So the Raptor lead is up 7-1.
Good piece of hitting. The Raptors hitting the ball up the middle constantly, and once again, Zach Dart, the base umpire, had to jump out of the way. 2 straight singles, in fact 4 singles here in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's kind of death by 1,000 paper cuts to give the Raptors a crooked number here in the bottom of the 8th.
Very well put there. So that was a double for Wilkinson, likely probably a single and then created by a double because of all the extra throwing. But nevertheless, it's Wilkinson on second, Lawrence over there on third as Hank Dodson fouls off his first pitch.
That was one of those the center fielder would have loved to have had back, knowing that the throw to the third got the guy to second base.
Dodson, this one right up the middle. Barely having to move is Kazuski, but every runner will be able to advance 90 feet, and that scores yet another run. The ball gets past the third baseman, Castillo, coming home to score is Wilkinson, and the bases have been cleared.
It's going to be a sacrifice fly for Dodson, and boy, once again, the ball just got away and allowed Wilkinson to score, and 5 runs for the Raptors. This one pretty much is in the refrigerator now as Ogden, it's like we said before, it's kind of death by 1,000 paper cuts. A lot of one good at bat after another. Hitters not trying to do too much, and that's something we saw a lot last season. And once again, we're seeing that here in 2026 as the Raptors are off to an outstanding start offensively.
5 runs in the bottom of this 8th inning. It brings back up Chase Valentine. He did not come up to bat last time. As we remember, he was pinch hit for.
Very memorable at bat by Eric Semu. Flew one out to the warning track, and the center fielder made a great play. Valentine's had a good game. He's 2 for 3.
Valentine fouls it off and makes it 1-1.
Might see him a lot at shortstop this year, but Valentine, one of the keys that he had when he was with the Padres organization is his versatility. He played every position except for catcher in the Padres organization.
Ground ball into the glove of the shortstop, Pijakovic. Crossfield throw is good for the 3rd out of the inning, but the Raptors record 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to break this game open 9-1. They just need 3 more outs for their 3rd win of the season and their first win at home. That'll be coming up after this break on the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
We are big enough to where we have established processes and procedures to protect you, but we're small enough to where there's still an owner involved in the day-to-day operations to ensure that we don't lose that personal touch. We'd love to tell you more about us, and feel free to reach out to us. You can reach our team at 801-728-0454.
From the humble beginnings of Lael Bowman and Mel Kemp, the company has grown into a large steel facility supplying structural steel, reinforcing steel, and basement window systems.
Are you okay? You seem upset. Turns out you were right. Our car was breaking down and we did need a new one with a loan from America First Credit Union. Me saying there was no hurry and to wait was wrong. Hey, on the bright side, we got to meet Huey.
Get your money working with our low-rate auto loans, now with no payments for 90 days.
Welcome back. Top of the 9th inning here at the Lindquist Field here in Ogden, Utah. And the Missoula Paddleheads have a tall hill to climb, an 8-run hill to climb. I mean, if you are the Ogden Raptors, you could say, yes, it's doable because they came back to tie it from 14-2, but they did that over the span of 4 innings. An 8-run inning would be really something special. And out on the bump, like you expected, Tyson, is Landon Riley.
At the start of the bottom of the 8th inning, it was a save situation. Riley had been warming up, and now it's not necessarily a save situation with an 8-run lead for the Raptors. Riley's got good size.
1-1. Just barely too high to make it 2-1. Riley, 4 appearances before this game. Now it's 5. So he and Landon Riley have 5 appearances. Or excuse me, he and Nolan Ficklin have 5 appearances. That's tied for most on the team. The 2-1. This is inside 3-1. So despite the position he's currently in with this at-bat against Nick Klemp going 3-1, Landon Riley has 9 strikeouts on the year. That's the most on the team. 3-1 as the righty from Bakersfield, California, tries to work his way back in that one. That one a called strike to make the count full.
Only 4 hits for Missoula, and the Raptors have done a great job controlling the middle of the Missoula lineup. Guys that did a lot of damage in the first 6 games haven't done much here tonight.
Payoff pitch from Klemp. Misses outside, and that'll be a leadoff walk. Luckily, the Raptors do have a little bit of wiggle room to work with, but not exactly what you want to see.
And they do have some challenges left. Dodson thought about it, but that pitch did miss outside.
The Raptors have 1 challenge left. Missoula has 2.
Looks like a pinch hitter, as Tyler Collins is going to pinch hit for Tyler Stone.
First pitch to Collins, in there for a called strike. Collins bats lefty. Or excuse me, yeah, bats lefty, throws righty. He spent time with the FCL Braves, so over there in rookie ball. He was drafted by the Atlanta Braves in the 2021 MLB June Amateur Draft straight out of high school.
Braves are my favorite team. They're having a great year this season. They had a lot of injuries last year, but the Braves have really bounced back, and they've played well.
The 1-1 chopped foul to make it 1-2. It's always impressive when these, you know, there's a lot of big league experience, or at least some minor league experience coming into these games. And talked about it, multiple people from the Marlins. Then you have Chase Valentine, who spent time with the Padres. The 1-2 misses well outside.
There's even one pitcher for the Raptors in the second half of last season that spent some time in the big leagues. I think his last name is Walsh. Played with the Cardinals a little bit, so you see a little bit of everything in this league.
2-2 to Collins. He stepped his left foot back, but still went fishing for that ball. He did tap it, though, foul, and he stays alive. That was an interesting looking swing.
His heart was into it, his backside wasn't, but luckily he was able to find a way to make contact.
2-2 from Riley. Swing and a miss for Tyler Collins. Out 1, and the Raptors are now just 2 outs away from their first home win of the season in their home opener.
Casarilla's got an 0 for 3 caller so far tonight. It's flown out twice to the center fielder, Lawrence.
Lawrence standing out there at the ready. First pitch. This is outside for a ball.
In a game filled with groundouts, Casarilla is one of the guys that's gotten the ball in the air 2 out of 3 times here tonight.
Landon Riley been struggling a little bit on first pitch strikes. That one misses as well by a really wide margin. No one warming up in the Ogden bullpen, which makes sense. They are leading 9-1.
Josh, I lost your signal.
Same teams tomorrow night, 6:30 start. It's going to be a beautiful night for baseball.
2-0, swing and a miss. Big cut by Xavier Casilla. He was swinging for the fences on that one. Make it 2-1. It's been a great bounce back night so far for the Raptors. It was a pretty defeating week out there in Boise, just the 2 knockout round losses, and got kind of smoked in their first game. And so it had to feel good to just come back tonight and throw up a bunch of runs on the board. They've held Missoula scoreless since the 3rd inning. 3-1 with a runner on first. Called strike to make it 3-2. If Casarilla was to challenge, it would have been successful according to the TrackMan that we have up here, but he chose not to.
Been very close.
Full count. This one hit opposite field, and it falls foul. Moves that one about, 10 feet left, and that's a great piece of opposite field hitting.
It's kind of interesting to see the Raptors, their outfielders, playing a little bit more no doubles and playing a little bit more towards the line. We've seen Missoula play their corner outfielders a little bit more towards the gaps in both left and center field.
It's fun to see the fans getting excited, a decent amount of them sticking around on this Tuesday night.
Well, it's been a quick-paced game.
See, I didn't jinx it. 3-2, hit hard into left field. And that one's gone, a 2-run homer for Xavier Casarilla. And while they still trail by 6, they are cutting into that Raptor lead slightly.
That was a hard hit ball at 111 miles an hour off the bat. It didn't get up, it didn't get down, it just somehow got out. A line shot out towards Mike Carr in left center field.
I don't even think that ball really had an apex. It kind of just was one height the entire time, and it stayed that way.
Just barely over the left field wall. And it didn't get, how high is that wall? About 17, 18 feet. It got about 19 feet of air.
First pitch to Michael Kazuski called strike 1. The bases are clear thanks to that 2-run homer. Only the second home run we've seen tonight. Riley's next pitch, also a called strike. It'll be a challenge from Kazuski, and it's going to be unsuccessful. Still awaiting the word. And finally, that's the voice of Dave Baggett, the owner of the Raptors, confirming that there is a strike. For all of you guys listening as well, we had some technical difficulties on this broadcast, but we have a lot of exciting things coming. We're going to interview players. We're going to interview coaches. We might have Dave Baggett come pop on. This one, a really good piece of hitting into left field. Another base runner is going to be on. It'll be Kazuski turning 2 at second base. The play is not there, and a stand-up double. So the Missoula Paddleheads mounting their own mini rally.
Good piece of hitting right over the head of Valentine, who thought about leaping but just couldn't get himself off the ground. And even though it looks like the Raptors will prevail, Missoula's putting up a good fight here in the top of the ninth.
And also, if you're Evan Parker, you're watching everything. So if you're Landon Riley, this is a chance to show what you're made of, to show what you can do. And he's pitched very well so far this year. We talked about the 9 strikeouts leading the team. This is probably his worst outing that he has had yet.
As you had mentioned earlier, in the top of the ninth, he's having a tough time getting that first pitch strike. He's been behind the count for most of these hitters in the top of the ninth.
Coming into this game, he had only allowed 1 run. That was in Game 5 against Boise Hawks. Right now, he's already allowed 2, and there's another runner in scoring position with just 1 out. First pitch misses too low to Gioscar Feliciano. 1-0 pitch. Kazuski stands out there on second base, excuse me. Feliciano entered this game with 1 hit, and now he's racked up 2 tonight.
Evan Parker's coming out to talk with his right-hander as they get another right-hander warming up in the bullpen.
That's Caden Kneep warming up, but he doesn't look nearly ready to pitch, so I would bet this is just Parker buying him a little bit of time, or maybe just having a couple words with Riley.
He just barely got up, the right-hander in the bullpen. And Evan Parker, he had that conversation with Bradley Pell, and then Pell came up with a clutch base hit in the bottom of the 8th inning. And maybe this is a similar type of motivational message from Evan Parker.
Well, and Parker, being a pitcher himself, he's not just going out there to give some mental talk. He can, not that you want to fiddle with mechanics, but he can help his pitchers with mechanics. He is a skipper who has experience being out there on the mound, and that's really valuable to have if you're the Ogden Raptors.
Not too many pitchers that turn into managers. Bud Black was a big league manager for many years, but normally you see catchers or position players. You don't see too many pitchers turn into managers. Evan Parker's done a great job here in Ogden.
2-0, 1 out. Next pitch misses as well, and it's 3-0 quickly.
I think to that playoff run the Raptors had last year, and they took Oakland to the distance in the best-of-3 series, losing Game 3 1-0. Well, Ogden was right there with a chance to get to the championship series. It was a successful year last year, and they're looking for similar success this season.
3-0 gets in there for called strike 1. And they have showed quite a lot of promise at certain parts in the season, and then there was just also, those first 4 innings in Game 6 just looked like an entirely different team. And it's to be expected early season, I think, for Missoula as well, as the 3-1 pitch works in there to make it full. For Missoula, you have a team that has played games really, really well up until your bullpen came out and stuff like that. Not quite the case today, but we said it as we entered into this game. Both of these teams, I felt like their record didn't really represent the kind of baseball they were bringing to the diamond every day. Payoff pitch. Strike 3. Landon Riley works out of a 3-0 hole. And now the Raptors just need 1 more out.
And for the second time tonight, whatever Evan Parker said, he's going to bottle it and use it for the rest of the season. He talked to Bradley Pell, and then he came up with a base hit. And after Evan Parker had that conversation, Riley came in and he did a great job just finding the middle of the plate there to get Feliciano out looking.
There's such thing as the magic touch. Well, right now, skipper Evan Parker has the magic words. First pitch to Jeremy Pijakovic misses too high. Kazuski still stands out there on second. We'll get a challenge from Hank Dodson.
That's going to be a close one. I think there was a fraction of the ball that was in the strike zone.
And that's a successful red pocket challenge by Hank Dodson. So the ball call is overturned to a strike. Make it a 1-1 count against Jeremy Pijakovic. Pijakovic 0 for 3 on the night. He's struck out, grounded out, and lined out. He's kind of done his own type of cycle.
That's right.
In the negative sense. 1-1. Strike 2. Now Landon Riley just 1 strike away from giving the Raptors their first home win of the season. The fans here in Lindquist Field rise to their feet. Jeremy Pijakovic trying to foil their excitement. Flied into shallow center field, center right field. Under it is Cole Jordan, and he'll catch the fly ball for the 3rd out of the game. The Ogden Raptors come back to Ogden for their first home game of the season, and they walk away with a 9-3 victory, largely on the back of Nico Saltaformaggio, who went 7 innings, only allowing 1 run, not a single walk in that. And then it was Nolan Ficklin and Landon Riley coming in to finish the job. But you can't ignore the Raptor bats. They just did a phenomenal job throughout the night tonight.
One grid at bat after another, especially in that 8th inning. That's something we saw last year with the plate discipline, the 2-out hitting, the 2-strike hitting. Boy, the Ogden Raptors look like they're in rare form offensively as they're averaging about 9 runs per game here in the first 7 contests And Nico Santaformaggio, what can you say? One ground ball after another. He did an outstanding job, and the Raptors close the door, and it's a successful home opener here at Lindquist Field in front of an outstanding crowd, new scoreboard, new infield. It looks like it's going to be an outstanding 2026 campaign here.
You do have to give credit out there to Jaren Jackson. I mean, he went about 6 innings, and he pitched really well, only giving up some hits at the end of that 6th inning, but it was overall a pretty solid night for both starters pitching. It was just that the Raptor bats really came alive at the end of the game to create a crooked number. And like we said, Nico Santaformaggio just absolutely locked down the Missoula Paddleheads. So the Ogden Raptors move to 3-4 on the season. Missoula Paddleheads fall to 3-4, so both teams enter into tomorrow with the same record. Like Tyson said, we'll be back here tomorrow night, Lindquist Field, exact same time. Different pitchers, obviously, and we'll see who can walk away with the victory on that one. Thank you so much for spending your Tuesday night with us. Arden Lockheim alongside Tyson Whiting. A huge thank you to every single person who helped us make this broadcast possible, from our producer to our camera people to everyone else behind the scenes. Thank you so much, and have a phenomenal night here from the Ogden Raptors Broadcast Network.
Welcome to tonight's Ogden Raptors post-game show, hosted by Arden Lockheim